fellow pilgrims on the Ascension journey. Travis Carper, Ascension health coach. All right, let's get into it. Wow. Yesterday, 24 hour pulse scalar wave, or the photonic energy that's coming from the buffering from the ships. And then you can go to like the Lasco. What is the other one though? There was one that was black and white. They're hard to get to though. The solar observatories, a lot of them are closed down around the world and stuff. But that there was a black and white one where you could see the actual ships. But if you go to the Lasco one, well, just check out like my Facebook and Twitter. You know, that's usually where I put the photonic energetics wave pulse reports. Anyways, so yeah, that was it. This last one though, man, yeah, solid, past 40 hertz on the Schumann resonances, on the Schumann resonance chart. Another previous post that I had posted, I linked a whole bunch of like different places that you can go check out all the magnetometers around the globe, some of the data that you can get from the different organizations and groups around the world. Anyways, wow, yeah, there were some energies back in January or something, and man, I really got flu-y and the head cold stuff. I got pretty sick there for about a month. You know, I was just, and I pumped myself full of immune boosters and stuff, and I got pretty sick. So definitely Ascension symptoms. And if you have Ascension symptoms, check out all my article, you know, all the ones that I do all the alchemical wizards, you know, for the tools and techniques for all the holistic health that you can do during these Ascension times, because the particles that are coming in, the waves, the gamma rays, and the ionized particles hit the atmosphere, and the secondary ones come in and they infuse into our biofield physiology, right? What was I going to say? I was going to say they encode, let's see, yeah, the electromagnetic instructions to into the introns, the 90% of the we'll call it the potential DNA instead of the dormant DNA. There's about 90% inside your cells, and we're running with the 3.5 strands, right, of DNA, and about, what is it, 20, I want to say 23 chromosomes or something very limited and oppressed, right? The way that this whole thing is set up, the whole, like, you know, you can get into the negative alien agenda and all that from way back, but whatever. Anyways, there's all the electromagnetics to suppress our DNA. So what is happening with the cosmology, the astroparticle physics of this, we'll use that discipline, that's coming in, the particles are getting in the instructions from the adamantine particles, right? They're infusing into our DNA structure and recoding the 4th and 5th strand DNA. And that's why we're getting all these symptoms, because this is a transmutational process in a much larger ascension cycle. So I wanted to read today from Alchemical Wizard 18. Was it 18? No, 17. Getting ahead of myself. Chemical Wizard 17, a meditation for biofield physiological stress. So this is the meditation that I've been using for years and years and years, okay? I think this same meditation, Michael, or you guys would know him as Archangel Michael. Anyways, that higher frequency entity or whatever, that piece, because we're all pieces of the whole, we're all just units or seeds of the whole creation, right? Anyways, I think he calls this meditation the infinity meditation. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, this is the one I use. It's a real simple one. And this will help you ground. You know, you take your shoes off and stuff and you ground to Gaia, because you want to become that conduit, right? When the particle waves are coming, or just sitting in the sun and getting the vitamin D, right? Anyways, and it's this is the meditation that I use. Okay, let's just read this and then we'll go from there. All right. Okay, here's a meditation technique that I am using for the incoming photonic pulse waves, cosmic scalar waves, gamma rays, adamantine particles, etc., to consider for yourself. These light energy waves add stress to our nervous and endocrine systems. Add this to your daily detox routine along with your immune boosters, structured water, and your light exercise. And pun, light exercise, and plenty of rest. Take what resonates with you and feels comfortable. Okay, so this is just another suggestion for you to consider. This little simple meditation that I personally use a lot. Okay, so this ascension process is a transmutational process. The adamantine particles, cosmic rays, affect our epigenome, right? Epigenetics here, it affects our epigenome, like the gut biome, the gut microbiome, so we call the epigenome when you're getting down to that cellular structure, when you're getting down to the RNA, DNA, okay? The genetics. Okay, the epigenome is involved in regulating gene expression, development, tissue differentiation, and suppression of transposable elements. Unlike the underlying genome, which is largely static with an individual, the epigenome can be dramatically altered by environmental conditions. Our dormant deoxyribonucleic acid, DNA, is being restructured and coming back online with the fourth and fifth strands. This will allow us to hold more light, energy, and resonate at higher frequencies. Meditation not only involves relaxation, but promotes mindfulness, which helps the stress sufferer to recognize unhelpful patterns of thought that give rise to stress response, and also involves the active cultivation of positive mental states such as loving kindness, compassion, patience, and uplifting energy levels via hormonal response. Remember how I always talk about when you're having those positive thoughts. I'm going to give you guys a great example right now. A great example, especially for male and female. When we think about somebody sexy, right? We think about our thought. When we think about somebody that turns us on, right, sexually, we get aroused, right? The hormones, we get arousal, right? Same thing with every single thought. If you have a negative thought, there's a hormonal response inside your biological body, your avatar, okay? So there's a great example right now that how this thing works. Thoughts carry energy, okay? So here we go. We're going to reread this again, okay? Stress response and also involves the active cultivation of positive mental states such as loving kindness, compassion, patience, and uplifting energy levels via hormonal response. What we think about is stored within our biofield. It's stored within our, and then on a cellular level too, down in our genes. So the old traumas too are stored. This is how this computer, this biological body works. The old traumas and old weird, just, it could be anything that could trigger and stuff. And these are coming up right now and they're stored. The information is stored on DNA strands in your chromosomes. Okay, we're getting into that it's not just stuff that's passed down genetically through family traits. We're talking about genes that can be changed. The DNA structure can be changed by environmental factors and what's going on with the particles, the ionized particles coming in. They're full of information. Everything is conscious energy. Everything in creation. And so these particles have codes, the key codes, right? The cheilontic morphogenetic fields science that I always talk about. These are the key codes, and these come in and recode. It's a transmutational process, morphogenesis. Anyways, let's move on. The morphogenetic field, that's what I said. Okay, and our personal biofield or our personal morphogenetic field, okay? This meditation technique is a good baseline practice for stress prevention on a daily basis, but also as a reminder to your avatar, your biological, your light body, your whole morphogenetic field, your whole biofield physiology, right? That you are consciously engaged in the ascension process. Number one, okay? Number one here. Deep breathing, okay? First, we use deep breathing from the diaphragm. Get as much fresh air as possible in your lungs. When you take deep breaths from your diaphragm rather than shallow breaths from your upper chest, you inhale more oxygen. The more oxygen you get, the less tense, short of breath, and anxious you feel. Sit somewhere comfortable with your back straight or laying down. I use a bench or a chair because I have a bad back. For support, breathe in through your nose and slowly exhale through your mouth. Excuse me. I do at least 3 to get started, then periodically when in meditation. I usually have my shoes off indoor or outdoor as well, okay? I do this breathing exercise quite a bit too, actually, when I think about it. You know, I try to be more conscious, mindful, try to be more consciously aware of it sometimes, especially indoors, because when we're indoors, right, we don't have that natural from the trees and outdoors. We get a lot of the, what do they call it, polycyclical aromatic hydrocarbons or stuff off the curtains, off the paint in our house, off of the toxins in our house, the carpeting, or, you know, right? So that's why it's important to consider to, you know, all the things that I've talked about when I talk about go sit in nature, go walk in nature, go create a sacred space in your house or outside in your garden to meditate, okay? And to get away from the, you know, the, oh gosh, Pavlovian conditioning television, okay? Get away from that, definitely. you know, it's fine. Go hit the, you know, the internet and do your research and stuff. But then make time, make linear time to meditate somewhere sacred. That's why we call it a sacred space, out in nature, your favorite place. Make some time like you would make when you make time to go to the gym to work out, or you make time to do some yoga. Make time to just sit in silence. And even if you don't know how to meditate, I mean, you can look a YouTube thing up and look, there's so many different techniques. Get one that fits you. And we're talking about one right now. Let's get back to that. Number 2, point of focus. Our point of focus is going to be giving ourselves a guided meditation through our energy centers, our chakras. First, we ask Gaia to connect her crystalline core to our Earth Star chakra, right? So you got all these energy centers that are spinning, and there's a certain spin to it. Like, you can get into the negative agenda and, like, you know, the alien thing, right? Or alien, extraterrestrial, or our brothers and sisters on the malevolent ones, you know, that have a different spin to their chakras. You can get into all that. Let's just go into our spin. People that are watching this probably, right? So our chakras spin a certain way. So we're trying to get them aligned up and spinning a certain way. So it's good to hit all the other practitioners that can do energy healing for you too, okay? So look into that. You know, put together your team. Okay, so what I usually do is I get into this thing where I put my bare feet on the ground and I sit in a comfortable position with back straight, and then I have my eyes closed, and I usually have like a meditation that I've downloaded on an MP3, right? One of the ones with the high Schumann resonance, no, what is it? The Seraphagio frequencies, like a high frequency, right? I'm into the master 1000 ones or whatever, and with the binaural beats and stuff. And I'm into and I match it with the ringing in my ears. What I do, I match the Seraphagio frequency kind of, that's where I'm at, and I try to have a double one matched. Okay, so anyways, and then so I ground to Gaia, crystal core, shoes off, prevalent things, connection. Then we say from the Earth Star chakra, energy flow. So I have my higher self usually takes over and kind of runs me through the voice. My inner voice takes over, and it runs me through and connects the chakras, right? Earth Star chakra to the root chakra, thank you. And then say, connect to my sacral or navel chakra, thank you. And then say, let the energy flow to my solar plexus chakra, then to my heart chakra, and may there be abundant compassion, much gratitude. Then to my throat chakra, where soul talk and light language may be expressed, thank you. And then on to my third eye chakra and my brow chakra, where my pituitary and pineal gland may open to telepathic communication with my higher self. Did I forget? I forgot my root chakra, Earth Star, or root chakra back then. Anyways, I was moving ahead. And then my crown chakra, so it may open like a lotus leaf or a satellite dish. I kind of see it as a satellite dish, my crown chakra right above, right here. And so that it can do transmitting and receiving, and thank you, gratitude. Then I connect my energy to my soul star chakra, where my soul's blueprint resides, thanks. And then on to the rainbow bridge to all the higher frequencies of my higher self, because basically you're connected on a quantum level to everything. Okay, so thank you very much. And then I take a deep breath, ready to receive guidance from my higher self. See, that's how you can connect. And then you connect that, right? You go from Gaia, connect up, and then let the cosmic energies and your higher self come through you, because you're become a conduit, right? And this opens you up. This helps your chakras to spin when you go through each, like maybe I go through about 9 chakras. I know there's more light centers and stuff, and you can get into all that, and you can, this will help you also awaken your Kundalini energy. It's the same kind of energy. There's more light, more energy coming in, and it's when your consciousness is ready to receive it. Or sometimes people get the Kundalini awakening when they're not even, when they don't know anything about it actually too. So it's better to have like try to have some kind of foundation in, something in in yoga and metaphysics or supernatural, or, something, some kind of guidance, hopefully, so that you know what's going on. And these energies awaken, and what it is, it's helping you reignite your DNA structure, right? It's opening that back up, and then your consciousness can expand too. Anyways, where were we? This is going to run long. Receive guidance from your higher self and receive more source codes. Yes, this will allow from the, what I always talk about, like the adamantine particles coming in. So this will allow you to open up to that. You can ask questions at this point, but keep this, where was I? Keep this simple and clear for now, so that you can incorporate, or as we say, embody more of the photonic light and the source codes coming in. Then usually I feel a tingling in the crown brow chakra, and let it flow through all my chakras back into Gaia's crystalline core. When I'm meditating hardcore, I get that feeling that comes in and makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and then you let it, because it's extra energy, and then you let it go back into Gaia's crystalline core. I use that term. Basically, it's a grid system that's around on a planetary, on our celestial being, Gaia. Okay. Usually you feel the tingling in the crown, crystalline core to be shared with all, because then Gaia can share it and push out through the unity consciousness drive, unity drive, or connect to all of our consciousness on the collective level, right? And you can, and that's what you're doing. That's part of this transmutational process, and that's part of our avatar system, this cool computer that we have, this cool thing that we have. Maybe bad analogy, I don't know. That's what we're using lately. That we are conduits for this process, and we're here to bring in more light, and that's how this works. And then the darkness and that kind of thought pattern, that template is starting to elevate and lift out of the system, because it's kind of like a programmed system, and that's why people call it the illusion, or this matrix that we're in currently. Well, it creates that matrix. It creates, and then you'll see what you're seeing around the globe right now on a 3D manifestation level. You'll see this dark stuff rise right now. You'll start seeing it more and more and more. So, and it's lifting out, right? And that's what's happening. So you're bringing more love into your high heart toric field, your heart. We're bringing that in, and we're lifting up, and then our DNA structures transmutating, right? And we're getting the codes to reignite and recode our 4th and 5th strand DNA, and Gaia's moving into the 4th density and the 5th dimension, right? And then it does consciousness expansion. Yeah. More love, more joy, more wellness. So the dark will rise and dissipate as our consciousness expands, and we have a better understanding of what the heck's going on, man. Okay, where were we? This is going to be a long one. Wow, I say that on all of them. thank you. You say thank you when you ground it into Gaia and let that, and you know, you might say something like, okay, abundance for all with my extra energy that I'm running through my biological body, our biofield physiology, through my field to Gaia's field into, right? So the excess, and then you do it again, you know, you run it through. So thank you. Now the energy is flowing in a symbiotic relation with Gaia through you to source, and from source through you to Gaia. We have opened up and become conduits. Now we are engaged in this transmutational process as we add more love, energy, light to not only ourselves, but to a whole planet and beyond. Just doing these simple meditations really, really helps. I want you guys to consider how important these times of silence are, especially sitting in nature and getting that good oxygenation into your biological body, okay? So 3, gratitude. Yes, now that the energy exchange is flowing through, and it's linear time in the present moment to give thanks to all. Thank you, Source, whatever you use, God, multiverse, cosmic consciousness, etc. Thank you, celestial realm. Thank you, angelic realm. Thank you, subatomic realm, Hyperboreans. Thank you, benevolent space family. Thank you, aquatic kingdom. Thank you, plant kingdom. Thank you, animal kingdom. Thank you, humanity, etc. Fill in here with what sounds good to you, what feels good, what feels right. If you still have jumbled thoughts during this meditation, you can use one repeated word or phrase over and over, like the word love or peace or calm or serenity for all, or we are all diplomatic, or abundant, or health for all. One of these phrases or just a word. If you get stuck, if you get distracted, I usually come back and go, have that word like love, or we are sovereign, we are free, or something like that. One phrase that I use. Okay, use that and to get back into your jive of your meditation jive, your meditation vibrations, Schumann resonances. I'm sorry, I'm nerdy about this stuff. I'm nerdy about metaphysics and cosmology and astroparticle physics and what's that, epigenetics, and we're going to get into that in the next video too. It's going to be awesome. See how nerdy I am? Okay, where were we? Okay, now pretty simple, huh? This simple meditation technique helps clear out blockages in your biofield physiology and makes it easier for the energy exchange. Now that you have slowed down enough to engage in the absorption of the photonic waves, adamantine particles, and allowing the excess to be shared with all, Gaia's crystalline core or unity drive, which reverberates its collective frequency back out, is communicating to Source that you are in more harmony. In more harmony, you are in more harmony. You're talking to Source, you're talking to God, you're talking to your higher self, you're talking to these higher frequencies, right? You're in more harmony, unity consciousness, service to others, etc. Right? You're saying that I'm in service to others. Instead, you're getting away from that deep programming, that Pavlovian conditioning, right? You're getting away from that service to self-addiction that's been around for quite some time for some reason. Well, you can go down the rabbit hole on that one. But anyways, so you're saying that you're in service to others, you're in more harmony, you're the unity consciousness, you're having a better understanding of how everything is connected, and you're becoming this conduit, this energy conduit, which is adding more energy because you can hold more into your biofield physiology, your avatar. You can hold more light, more energy, and you're vibrating at a higher frequency, okay? This will help you on a daily basis and easing ascension symptoms by acknowledging your own source codes and saying thank you for letting me be a part of the ascension process in a much grander ascension cycle. Blessings, everyone. Stay hydrated. My friends, we are sovereign. We are free. So yeah, that's what I want to say. That you ground down and go through. Maybe that's easy to just kind of easier to think about having your inner voice go through all your chakras out and then bring that back in and giving it gratitude and then grounding it back into Gaia and just becoming a conduit and just sitting in silence. And then once you get good at this simple little meditation, which doesn't take very long. I mean, when I first started, it took me 40 minutes or something to get really into the zone. But once you keep doing it more and more, sometimes I can just, after years and years, I can just sit and then a few minutes maybe, and boom, I'm down, I'm into it, right? Anyways, so there's that simple meditation that'll help you open up your chakras too, and it'll relieve some of the ascension symptoms. It'll help you. It's with your biofield physiological stress on our endocrine and nervous system. See, so and it's just a simple one. Okay, yeah. It'll help with the ascension symptoms because if you have extra energy, you want to flow it back into Gaia and back out, right? You want to become more of a conduit. It'll help you with your energy healing, because that's where it sticks inside, and it's like uncomfortable in your nervous and endocrine system. And we have all these old viruses, cold viruses and flu viruses, and it kind of tends to come up in your biology, in your biological body, and that's that's the stress that's adding into these fields, right? And that's why you have ascension symptoms. Okay, so that's what's going down, because we're getting there. We're getting into the fourth and fifth dimensions, dimensional consciousness expansion, right? And higher frequencies, vibrating at a higher frequency. Anyways, all right. That's all I'm going to say for now, because this is going long. Stay hydrated, my friends. We are sovereign. We are free. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot coming to the surface. Now, through all the chaos, there's a ton of, I know the media system that's owned by, they don't want you to know, but there are smaller protests all over the world, like in Haiti. There's one, the yellow vests, of course, in France, but there's all other countries too. There's chaos going around in South Africa right now. You can go through the YouTube and you can go and find some like almost public broadcasting systems that are on, like smaller in every little country and stuff, and just to check it out, because there's a lot of energy waves that are down there by southern Africa too. There's a lot of electrons, the ionized particles too, from that opening that certain, because the pole shift, right? So there's more particles out now into the Atlantic off of Antarctica now, right? Because the poles are moving. So there's going to be a pole reversal at some point. Anyways, so there's a lot going on because that darkness is raising out, and people are adding more of this love light, this energy into our lives and on the planet itself too. So it's gonna look like a whole bunch of chaos, right? Because it's like, well, we're getting rid of that fear-based, we're getting rid of that, we're getting more lovey-dovey, and then some people are having a hard time because the ones that aren't, that are so addicted to the self, right? And just that whole materialism thing and all of that, it's fine. You can materialize and manifest whatever you want. Is it a selfish thing though, or is it in service to others? I mean, is it to nurture yourself and then to nurture others? Anyways, longer story. I'm gonna cut it there. You know, meditate, stay hydrated, immune boost right now. We're going to get into some bigger waves coming. I mean, that, I mean, hopefully I'll put up a chart or something. Did you see that one? I mean, goodness sakes. So yeah, over and out. I'm going to have to do another video.